trying to get his team back to the Great Western Forum for a decisive Game 5 on Saturday, and Rudy Tomjanovich trying to do what his team does so well in its championship runs. That's close out the opposition when they have a chance to do it. Rudy T, of course, with all kinds of injury problems in this ball club all year, and in this series, Clyde Drexler has had one injury after another. And for a report on his status, let's go to Scott Hastings.
Well, Jimmy, you know, Clyde missed 30 games this year with knee problems. He was also hobbled Game 2 with that bad ankle. He wakes up after Game 3 with a stiff neck. He got treatment all day yesterday, all day today. Rumors have it he actually went to an acupuncturist. I guess we'll find out if he starts leaking sometime during the first quarter.
One thing's for sure, he's been in pain in the neck to the Lakers in this series.
Oh, guys, cut it out.
Reggie, though, you noticed something in warm-ups. If body language is anything, as you look at the officials working tonight, the Lakers are in a good frame of mind.
Well, I see the Lakers play a lot. I do their pregame show, and anytime they come out and as loose as they are in the warm-ups, they have usually played a very nice game, especially Cedric Ceballos.
Divac on the miss, and the rebound to Olajuwon. Houston, 27 wins in the home court during the regular season. The Lakers, though, a good road team. It's Hakeem, and it's Campbell with the rebound.
The Lakers establishing their defensive stats right away, not doubling Hakeem Olajuwon.
Here's Van Exel finding his way to the hoop. A pitch out to Ceballos. And Ceballos is fouled on the way in.
Rockets foul on 25, Robert Horry.
Horry called for the game's first foul.
First team foul.
Here's how we got to this point. With the Rockets winning on the road in Game 1, the Lakers bounced back with a 10-point win. And then in Game 3, it was Houston by 6 here on Tuesday night. That's the first free throw missed by Ceballos in this series. And the Lakers have the 1-point lead.
Well, you know, he was down to almost breaking the Laker franchise record for free throws and missed it. Matter of fact, it was Gail Goodridge's record.
Lakers are showing some trap here early out front. And it's Chucky Brown who scores on the inside.
The Lakers like to go trap after free throws, just basically to run the clock off the shot clock, but it did not work for him that time.
Elden Campbell against Brown over Olajuwon, score the basket.
Jim, I've been saying every series that they have to go to Elden Campbell early. I don't think Chucky Brown can handle Elden down low, but Elden has to be very aggressive with the basketball.
Again, the Lakers in a trap. Drexler, Olajuwon, picked up by Ceballos. Horry for 3. Robert Horry with that three-point magic the same way he had in Game 3. Van Exel around the Divac screen. Ceballos takes up slack. Lost it to Horry. Smith to Drexler on the run out. Didn't look much like an old man on that one, did he, Drexler?
But still a pain in the neck.
Yeah. 4-point Houston lead. Van Exel getting inside.
L.A. banking on trying to put the pressure on Rockets offensively by driving to the basket the first 3 or 4 possessions in a row.
Van Exel knocks it out of bounds, so we have seen a very alive Nick Van Exel in the first 2.5 minutes.
Well, he needs to be alive because he's struggled after being absent for 6 games. He hasn't got really back on track yet. And this would be a great time for Nick Van Exel to show what type of player he really is.
Robert Horry against Ceballos, 15 to shoot. Olajuwon hands to Chucky Brown, who lost it going up, but a foul call.
Los Angeles Lakers, the whole series, have not been real sure, it seems like, what they want to do double teaming. That right there, we didn't get a good look at it, but Elden just sort of lollygagged down there to double team Hakeem Olajuwon. You have to make your mind up, go to the spot and not let Hakeem split the defense so that he can get that little shovel pass into the lane. Never supposed to happen.
The foul, by the way, on Eddie Jones. And Chucky Brown with a free throw string of 5 in a row in this series.
Jim, it's only one thing that I don't like about a team that double teams sometime is that they really do get mixed up in their backline rotations, and time after time, this has happened to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Rockets by 4. Van Exel pressured by Smith. Divac against Olajuwon. Vlade in deep, and Drexler over the top for the block. Chucky Brown brings them out of their seats in Houston. Another good start by the Rockets. Same deal in game 3. Campbell over Brown. Elden Campbell with 2 hoops.
Well, that's the way Elden has to go at it. Get him the ball 2 or 3 times down court early in this game. Get him in the flow of the game.
Kenny Smith has just hit his first 3-pointer of this series. Van Exel. Tipped in by Divac.
Nice drive by Nick Van Exel, but boy, the Rockets are on fire. Shooting it from all places on the floor.
5 out of 6 so far. Horry on a feed from Drexler, and a foul.
Well, that play right there is the same play that Robert Horry got a dunk on in game 3. That's what films are for at practice. I'm sure Del Harris ran that back and showed how Horry got that lob dunk early in the first quarter. Really one of the plays that got him going in that game.
Horry on the free throw line. He's 7 for 11. Free throwing in the series. And Horry with 3 points scored so far tonight. A 5-point Houston lead.
And again, like we talked about at the top of the show, Houston Rockets playing extremely well, but still only up by 5 points.
Horry 0 for 2. Van Exel up court to Ceballos, overthrown, and Olajuwon a steal. Second turnover for the Lakers. Back door to Horry. Now the Lakers are down 7 and taking timeout. It's a 22nd timeout as they roar their approval in the Summit. 2 games in a row, the home team off to a great start. Remember, in game 3, Houston hit 16 of its first 20.
Robert Horry sizing it up, looking good from perimeter shots, going to the hole, getting some foul shots. Kenny Smith making a nice pass over the top of the Laker defense.
16-9, Houston.
And you know what, Jim? This 22nd timeout right here is not to scold the Lakers on any particular thing. Dale is letting them know they're only down by 6 points. That they're not playing that great, and they're only down by 6. So stay in it, keep your heads going, and stay together as a team. It's very important with all the bickering that we've been reading in the paper about the Los Angeles Lakers. It's really important for them to keep their heads together early in this game, no matter how tough it seems.
He can make a substitution on the 20, and so he's got Magic Johnson in the lineup. 10 on the shot clock. Eddie Jones on the drive. A pitch out to Van Exel. Now Magic with 5 to shoot. Van Exel to Divac, tipped away by Olajuwon. Ooh, a moonraker by Vlade Divac.
Vlade almost shoots better with the clock running down with a hand in his face.
5-point Rockets lead this trip. Olajuwon getting into the scoring act. First 2 points for Hakeem. Van Exel against Smith. 7 for 8 from the field for the Houston Rockets. Campbell rims the shot good and draws the foul.
Elden Campbell having just a tremendous year. He's played up and down here in the playoffs, but starting this game off, using his big body, taking Chucky Brown where he needs to take him in the paint and let him know what's happening. Elden Campbell right now 3 for 3 from the field and looking good.
3 for 9 from the free throw line in the series. And he converts on the three-point play. Up court pass, Jones knocked it away, but Ori controls.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Lately, the Rockets have been both. They've got a 6-point lead with 6:52 left to go in the first quarter. Eddie Jones against Drexler. Campbell out to Johnson. Now a pass deflected, but to Van Exel. In and out for three, and Drexler the rebound. Kenny Smith blowing in. All the way to the hoop.
Nice move by Kenny Smith. A little bit of a stutter step. Archie Clark would be real happy with that shake and bake.
The Rockets have opened up an 8-point lead, their biggest here in the early part of the game with 6:23 left. Ball out of bounds. It belongs to Houston.
Hakeem Olajuwon at 7 feet, playing defense on Eddie Jones, only 6'5", showing his athleticism and his great hands.
We said at the open, how can Houston encore its Game 3 performance? Well, they're out of the gate, and they're doing it in Game 4. Rockets in front by 8. Rudy T says of his Rockets, they've got the heart of a champion. Magic Johnson describes the Rockets this way.
What we have to understand about this team is that their will to win is higher probably than any other team, and we have to meet that will. And I thought they outwilled us right during that period because they knew and know what it's all about. And that's the difference. It's not the talent. It's not anything other than a will. And that's what championships bring to a team.
Magic Johnson trying to return the Lakers to those championship years. He was talking about that stretch in Game 3 in which Houston pitched the shutout for 6:19, and he said that was just a will to win over that stretch. Kenny Smith controlling for the Rockets, who lead by 8. Ori with Johnson guarding him, 10 to shoot. Eddie Jones dropped down and nearly had the steal. Drexler in and out for 3. Loose ball rebound, Olajuwon. Stolen by Jones. Jones driving all the way inside. A pitch out to Divac. Now it's Eddie Jones back to the hoop, and he draws the foul.
Eddie Jones going to the hole from the right side. Saw Hakeem, decided to kick it out. Vlade catches him on the baseline. Eddie right back at you. And I tell you what, if you don't block it, he's going to dunk on both Hakeem and Robert Ori.
You know, as you've mentioned, Reggie, that's Eddie Jones' game. We have seen mostly his perimeter game in this series, but he attacks the hoop.
There's no question. He's a slasher. But in this series and in the last 5 games of the season, Eddie's been shooting the ball very well, and he's playing some super ball. Down the stretch of the game, I really would like to see him with a few more touches, a few more opportunities. But what happens is it's more of a half-court game, and he needs to be in more of an up-tempo basketball game to flourish.
Houston replaces Ori with Ellie. Ori has picked up 2 fouls. Olajuwon double-teamed. Out to Mario Ellie. The 3 on the way. And the rebound to Hakeem. Cleared by Ceballos. Pressured by Brown, and Brown knocked it away from him out of bounds.
Again, Jim, I have to tell you, I love the tempo of this basketball game for both teams. This tempo is conducive to the way they like to play basketball.
Van Exel running the show for the Lakers, who trail by 7. Campbell, 7 on the shot clock. Johnson swings to Jones, and now Magic with 3 to shoot. Gets it away on Brown. Rockets the rebound as Smith clears it.
That's about as tough a shot Magic Johnson will ever have to take, as that's not the way he shoots his jumper.
Eddie Jones guarding Drexler, and the rebound to Ceballos. The Lakers have had an opportunity the last 2 or 3 trips to close the lead down. Van Exel fires the 3.
Big shot for Van Exel. I really like the way the Lakers' ball movement is right now. I thought in that last series when Magic had to take that shot, maybe 1 pass too many.
Rockets have gone 0 for their last 4 after that hot start. Brown underneath, blocked, but a foul on Campbell.
Los Angeles foul number 41, Elden Campbell, his first.
Nick Van Exel really does need to have a big night tonight for the Lakers to win. Watch him let the fly go by, step up. Nice rotation on that shot. Good look at the hoop.
Chucky Brown with a 6-point quarter working, and he's 3 for 3 at the free throw line in this game. If he hits this free throw, he will already equal his series high with 8 points.
Chucky Brown's been a solid player for the Rockets all year. The only Rocket to play all 82 games.
Van Exel on the move against Smith, leaves it for Johnson, and Magic shoots the 3. The long rebound to Johnson underneath to Campbell.
Elden Campbell from Magic Johnson.
Houston, after jumping to an 8-point lead, now in front by 4.
I'm wondering, I'm watching the ball rim off quite hard on a lot of jump shots. I'm wondering if that ball has a little bit too much air in it right now.
More than the 9 pounds allowed, huh? Eddie Jones on the miss.
Well, sometimes you do get a ball that's a little harder than the average ball. Will give you different bounces off the rim.
Well, it's bouncing well for Brown. Chucky Brown has 10 in this first quarter. .320 left to go in this opening 12. Johnson takes up slack, leaves it for Ceballos. Magic the offensive rebound, stolen by Drexler. Oh, and it's Smith with the dunk as a collision took place near midcourt.
I guess if you're the offensive player, that's a good no call, but Nick Van Exel is not happy.
Johnson against Brown. 8-point lead, Houston. This equals the largest. Magic connecting with that hook. First 2 points for Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson had trouble last game getting points on the board. It looks to me that he's trying to let the game come to him instead of really taking a little one-on-one. I see him driving, kick, trying to move the ball around, be more of the passing leader than the go-to guy.
Ellie missing the 3, and Chucky Brown called for the loose ball foul over the back of Johnson. 2 fouls on Chucky Brown. Robert Horry, the other starting forward, already on the bench for Houston with 2. Timeout, 2:26 left for the first.
Magic Johnson after the rebound. Clyde Drexler heads up play. But watch this. Nick Van Exel establishes position and gets knocked down. No call on the play. Rockets get a little dunk out of it. Nick was really furious that there was no call at midcourt.
Let's go to Scott Hastings.
I think we're talking about furious. That last foul on Chucky Brown, he was rolling that first quarter, came over here. They settle him down, take him out of the game. He's going to be integral for the success of Houston throughout the game. Mark Bryant's in now. Chucky Brown's cooling on the bench.
As is Robert Horry, so they're 2 starting forwards out with 2 fouls apiece. Van Exel around the pick by Campbell. Van Exel on the miss, and Olajuwon on the rebound. 5 rebounds tonight for the Dream, and we've got over 2 minutes left in the first.
Well, already in the first quarter, the Rockets have 10 fast break points. The Lakers have 0.
Smith drains another 3.
Kenny Smith has got the Whirly Bird jumper going tonight.
This is Jones attacking the basket, and on the foul, he'll shoot 2.
Rockets foul 22, Clyde Drexler.
Kenny Smith looking to have a big night tonight. He's got that helicopter roll, and look at the side spin. Nothing but string.
It was Kenny Smith in a game in here against the Lakers in late February who came off the bench and hit 4 threes in the 4th to rally the Rockets to victory on that day. And it was at a time in which he was buried deep on the bench. He was getting no time. Eddie Jones with the 2 free throws.
So Kenny works very hard on his jump shot. You have to give him credit because he's out here early every night working on those threes, trying to be a factor.
Drexler to Olajuwon. Hakeem with just his 2nd basket. 4 points for Olajuwon. The Rockets lead is 9, the biggest. Ceballos. Cleared by Smith. Campbell got a hand on it. Hakeem controls and still manages to score.
Well, there's one thing you don't do. You don't go for a steal on Hakeem Olajuwon, because if you miss it, you don't have anybody in your back line that can stop him.
Van Exel against Smith. Magic Johnson against Mark Bryant. 9 to shoot. 4 on the clock. Eddie Jones strokes the 3.
Another driving kick by Magic Johnson. Like I said, it looks like he's trying to get the ball, move and get the ball to the open guy. In most cases, he would have tried to shoot that with only 3 seconds to go.
Rudy Tomjanovich taking a 20-second timeout.
Magic Johnson with the post up and a nice little driving kick. Eddie Jones spotting up in the perfect spot where Magic could keep his eye on him, and look at that net jump. It's a beautiful sight.
That's his first field goal tonight. We talked about him scoring for the most part on the perimeter in this series, and he drops that 3. Eddie Jones was 7 for 16 from three-point range coming in tonight in this series.
Eddie Jones in the last 5 or 6 games and into the playoffs has had about 3 threes per game, just shooting it very well.
Even though, as you mentioned, he is a slasher, he attacks the basket. There you see his numbers up in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season.
And that's what kind of player Eddie Jones is. Right now, the Los Angeles Lakers 2 for 4 from the three-point line. The Houston Rockets 3 for 6.
8-point lead for the Rockets. 41.7 left to go in the first. And Cedric Ceballos had come into the game, and now he is requested to go back to the scorer's table, and Van Exel is in. It was a 20-second timeout by Houston. They didn't substitute, so you can't either. The other team cannot substitute either. Smith. Olajuwon. Campbell a block, and Ceballos clears. Eddie Jones hounded by Drexler. Takes him in deep. Ceballos the offensive rebound. And follow.
How did he get that up?
First field goal for Ceballos. And now the Lakers have cut it to 6. Final seconds of the first quarter. They trap Drexler and steal the ball.
Oh, they had an opportunity to miss Ceballos on the fly.
Van Exel inside loose. Controlled off the glass, cleared by Drexler. And it's the Lakers who close the first with a rush to cut that double-digit deficit down to 6 after 1. 35-29, the first quarter score in Game 4. We have an injured player here. It's like Eddie Jones. And we'll have more on his injury when we return. Theus Jim Durham in the Summit in Houston, Texas. A 6-point lead for the Rockets after 1. Eddie Jones was injured as that first quarter was coming to a close, but as you see, he's okay now.
Eddie Jones has had a lot of problems with injuries this year. Right there, you really couldn't tell what hurt him, but he started the season off with a broke thumb and then broke his nose. He had to make another adjustment when Magic Johnson came back, and toward the end of the season just started playing his best basketball.
He's still in the ball game. Cedric Ceballos has come on for the Lakers, but Ceballos is replacing Van Exel. Olajuwon against Peeler, and an illegal defense whistled against Los Angeles. We're informed that Eddie Jones' injury was a slight ankle twist when he came down with that awkward-looking shot. Sam Cassell is in for the Rockets. Olajuwon to Ori. Ori guarded by Eddie Jones. Now Olajuwon up and under on Campbell.
I won't even say it, Jim. He went for it. Okay, I said it.
And he's not the first guy to do that.
Exactly. As I said, it must be awful good.
Magic Johnson against Bryant. Peeler to Campbell. Olajuwon on him. 7 to shoot. Magic gets it back off the cut. What a shot by Magic Johnson. 4 points for Magic. 6-point lead for Houston. Olajuwon again on Campbell.
And you see the difference that time. He didn't go for the up and under, and he was right in position to block the shot.
Magic going inside and draws the foul on Bryant. He knew Olajuwon was still down at the other end.
Smart play by Magic Johnson, using his body to get all the way to the cup and draw a foul. On the other end, we talked about how to play Hakeem Olajuwon. Elden Campbell's got Hakeem out about a step where he wants, but that time he didn't go for the up and under. I've been talking about it the whole series, and in great position to block the shot.
That foul, by the way, whistled on Cassell. Magic with 5 points already in this game. Remember, he had just 7 in game 3. There you see Sam Mack replacing Hakeem Olajuwon for Houston. Rudy T really going with a smaller group now.
Well, the Lakers really should probably counter that by going back into Elden Campbell, because he's still in the flow of the game and still a much shorter Mark Bryant guarding him in the post.
Sam Mack, who is 6'7", replacing the 7-foot Hakeem Olajuwon. Lakers, who were down 11, now have cut it to 4. Sam Cassell operating out to Ori. Bryant against Campbell. And a foul on Elden Campbell.
It's unfortunate for the Lakers because that was very good defensive rotation out to the three-point shooter, Ori. Lakers bailing him out on the foul.
2 fouls on Campbell. 10:32 left in the half. 37-33. Houston the lead in the ball. Sam Cassell shoots it over Johnson and draws the foul. It was Cedric Ceballos who was whistled for the foul.
Second team foul.
Well, if the Lakers have the 911 unit off the bench, that must be the 3 amigos for the Rockets, huh?
I tell you, they've really come in and done a great job. Well, you know, Sam Cassell is a starter on anybody's team. Mark Bryant doing a great job, and obviously Mario Ellie, I think in many ways the blue-collar player for the Houston Rockets. Mr. Inspirational.
Campbell going out. Divac's replacing him. Sam Cassell, another free throw. 10:25 left in the half. It is 39-33 Houston.
Jim, I'd like to see the Lakers on that pick and roll with the Houston Rockets, maybe force it to the baseline and double team it. I don't think Sam Cassell could get it out of the corner.
Cedric Ceballos after contact is called for the offensive foul. That's the second foul on 3.
Cedric Ceballos always using his off hands to get himself open. A little bit too much, too close in front of the referee that time.
Cassell pulls up and fires and missed on the 3. Magic Johnson surveys the scene. Right back into Johnson. Ori on him.
Look at your spacing. Very nice spacing by the Lakers. And that's why Cedric was wide open.
Cedric Ceballos, who had the hot 4th quarter in game 3 when he scored 10 points. Missing here from 3-point range. Mark Bryant. Now it's Cassell with 10 to shoot, guarded by Johnson. He wants him one-on-one.
He wants him one-on-one. He wants to take him to the hole, but why stop and shoot the jumper under those circumstances? You've got a much bigger player, much slower player. Take him to the hole, make something happen, give yourself a chance.
Threet lost the rebound out of bounds. 9:29 for the half, and a timeout taken.
playoffs live on Fox Sports.
Getting an early call in Game 4, and might we be seeing Magic play his final game here tonight?
Well, you know, there's been a lot of speculation. I know there was something in the newspaper about this being his last game, but I've talked to Magic on a number of occasions. He's always said to me he wants to play a couple of years, not just 1 year and out. You know, I think he might be disenchanted with some of the bickering that's been going on with the Los Angeles Lakers, but no matter what happens in this series over the summer, if the Los Angeles Lakers get a certain type of big man, I know for sure he'll be back.
And the Lakers are trying to get back in this game and square up this series at 2, so they would have a chance in Game 5 at home over the weekend. Horry guarded by Johnson. Sam Cassell with Freed guarding him. Robert Horry taking Magic down the lane. A pitch out to Ellie. Missed for 2, and the loose ball rebound to Houston. Horry for 3. Rimming now, and it's taken down by Ceballos.
And again, another ball bouncing really hard off of the rim.
Lakers trailing by 6 with 8:55 left in the half. Olajuwon getting ready to come back on for Houston. 8 on the shot clock. Johnson against Horry. Stolen by Mack. Peeler, a re-steal for L.A.
Well, they've got numbers. They've got to take it to the hole.
Magic does against Horry. Overshot the layup, and it's Sedale Threet, the offensive rebound. Now Ceballos against Horry. I'll say this for the Lakers, they go right at the best defender. Right now, Robert Horry's probably the best defender out there. Well, he and Ellie. 4-point lead for Houston.
Oh, that's traveling.
Bryant over Divac.
You're talking about body contact. I thought he got a little skip in there. Got away with one.
Magic Johnson, a nice feed into Divac, and a foul on Mark Bryant.
Mark Bryant playing some good basketball, loves a physical game, but I think he got away with one right here. He's feeling Vlade Divac on his back. He wants more contact. Watch his feet. Now watch him. See how he hopped before he put the ball down?
Nick Van Exel.
I believe that's traveling in the rule book.
He heads for the bench now as Hakeem Olajuwon has returned. Nick Van Exel also back in for the Lakers, matched up with Cassell. Anthony Peeler for 3. Horry, the Houston rebound. 41-35 Rockets, who have enjoyed a lead as large as 11 in the first half. Olajuwon to Ellie. Oh, a spectacular shot by Ellie off the glass.
Again, the Lakers double teaming Hakeem Olajuwon, let him split the defense.
Now an illegal defense call against Houston. First of the game. Just when you think Olajuwon has run into a dead end, Reggie.
Well, right there, you see how the Lakers allowed him to split the defense. He had no place else to go. And then another mistake on the Lakers' part, not picking up Mario Ellie, cutting down the lane. But nevertheless, a very nice shot.
Eddie Jones back in. He replaces Magic Johnson. Peeler plays to Ceballos against Horry. Ceballos handing to Divac. So it's the Lakers who score in close quarters. 6-point lead for Houston. The pass to Olajuwon and a foul on Divac.
Laker foul, number 12, Vlade Divac.
First foul on Vlade Divac and the third team foul on Los Angeles. Sam Mack handing the ball in play to Cassell. Olajuwon again, operating inside, and the Dream has 10. Del Harris taking time. 6:46 left in the half.
Well, if you're going to let him split the defense, you got to double team him. You can't let him go one-on-one either.
This series is the 5th time the Rockets and the Lakers have met in the Western Conference playoffs. First time was 1981. And the interesting aspect was the fact that Del Harris was coaching the Rockets then.
When you get it, go right at it. I know they're bumping you, but you just got to keep taking it to him, taking it to him, taking it to him, and do it right away. Don't give time to come back in on it.
This is playoff action. Kareem blocked by Moses. Landsberger blocked by Reed. What defense? But this deal is level. Level at Murphy. Allen level. It's a 5-point game.
And that win by Del Harris and the Houston Rockets, the first time ever in the first round a defending champ has been taken out. Nice feed to Ceballos.
Very well executed sideline out of bounds play by the Lakers. It's one of the reasons why you call timeout, to get something good.
Back to a 6-point lead for Houston. Olajuwon. Ellie, 8 to shoot. Hakeem over Divac. L.A. the rebound as Ceballos clears to Van Exel. Divac surrounded. Ceballos with 7 to shoot. Van Exel underneath to Ceballos.
Very nice look, Nick Van Exel going up right with the jump shot. But seeing Ceballos underneath, Ceballos finishing off with the left hand.
Ceballos with 7 of his 9 points in the second quarter. The Lakers are within 4. Cassell. Yep, and a foul on Van Exel. Let's go to Scott Hastings for an update.
Jim and Mark Bryant just went out of the game a while ago. They tried to stretch his hamstrings. He was complaining about tightness in the hamstrings. Could not get it loosened on the bench. They brought him back into the locker room where they have called on their masseuse. She's now working on him and expect him to be back in the second half.
So the Rockets have a masseuse. we got a report earlier that Drexler used an acupuncturist.
This is high-tech.
The 90s, right?
This is high-tech stuff.
Cassell converting on the 3-point play, and Houston back to a 7-point lead. Van Exel around the pick by Divac. An open look for Eddie Jones, and he's got the 3.
I like Lakers ball movement. Again, another drive and kick. Van Exel finding Jones. Lakers working on a 48% shooting right now and getting better.
Eddie Jones with 2 threes in this one. Morey underneath, it's Ellie, and in trying to get the pass away, a 3-second call against the Rockets.
All against Clyde Drexler. Olga Ramirez.
5:03 left in the half.
Pick and roll.
After Houston went off to an 11-point lead early on and led by 6 at the end of 1. Right now, the Los Angeles Lakers with a chance to cut it to 2. Van Exel. Rebound, Divac lost it out of bounds to Houston. Missed opportunity for the Lakers that time. Drexler to Ellie. That's a 2 for Mario Ellie.
Good ball movement by the Rockets. They have 15 or 16 assists, shooting 57% from the field with 17 or 18 field goals.
Anthony Peeler on a backdoor cut, broken up. Divac nearly lost it to Olajuwon. Somehow gets the shot away. And on the rebound, a loose ball foul on Houston.
Well, Vlade Divac right now, he's got to be a little frustrated with himself. Had an opportunity for an easier shot, bobbled the ball, and had to end up shooting a sidearm step with his hook shot that didn't have a chance to go in.
Very well put. That foul on Drexler, that's his second. 3 team fouls on the Rockets. The Lakers with 4 team fouls, and Van Exel gives it up to Jones. 50-44 Houston. Peeler drops it for Campbell. Peeler with 10 to shoot, now fires on Drexler. Olajuwon the rebound, and a foul on the Lakers.
Tough situation. AP had to shoot that shot because of the shot clock, but Elden Campbell over there right now on the floor telling Anthony Peeler that it was his fault because he really should have swung the ball to the weak side. Don't go right back to AP. He had nothing, no place to go. And the clock running down.
Yep, that foul on Peeler, his first. Olajuwon shoots 2 since the Lakers have picked up their 15th foul. And Hakeem gets 1 more. Magic Johnson returning and Peeler going out.
Magic Johnson getting a lot of minutes in the first half. I think that was a problem for him in game 3. By the time the fourth quarter came around, he was a little tired also, Jim.
He had 20 minutes at halftime of game 3. Van Exel at the controls for the Lakers, who now trail by 7. Johnson against Ori. And on a pass cross court, it's kicked. A new 24-second clock awarded to the Lakers.
But the Rockets are very solid on what they want to do with Magic Johnson. Get the ball out of his hands. Even on that kick ball, you had Sam Cassell moving up for the defense on the top of the key.
Jones pass inside, and Olajuwon tipped it away to Cassell. And he was out of bounds before he got the pass away, says Ed Middleton. But Hakeem Olajuwon with those tremendous hands and that uncanny quickness.
He is pretty amazing. Hakeem Olajuwon, look at that. And no foul. Nice tip, nice control. And again, here we go. Loose balls fall in that category of hustle points.
Rockets with 5 turnovers so far. The Lakers have turned it over 7 times in the game. Campbell against Olajuwon. And Olajuwon knocked it away from him out of bounds to Houston. So Olajuwon makes 2 defensive plays in that stand.
And always, it's not all block shots. It's changing shots and getting your hands on deflections. That makes a difference.
Drexler against Eddie Jones. Olajuwon doubled up. 9 to shoot. Drexler on the drive. Tipped in by Ellie and a foul.
Mr. Inspirational, Mario Ellie, the blue-collar worker on this Houston Rocket team, always looking to do the hard work. Clyde Drexler on the drive. But watch Mario Ellie come from nowhere. And that's a controlled tip. That's why it was called a foul. Anytime you have your hand on the ball and control the tip, you can be awarded a foul on top of that.
The foul was on Magic Johnson. 7 points for Ellie, and the Rockets have a 10-point lead. 6 points in a row for Houston. Van Exel inside, behind the back, and Campbell wasn't ready. Drexler off the wraparound is fouled by Eddie Jones at the timeline. 2 shots for Drexler.
Los Angeles Lakers, the last couple of times down court, pretty sloppy with their basketball. Nick Van Exel made a good pass. Elden, you got to be ready for it.
Lakers taking time. 2:51 left for the half. Houston by 10. 10-point lead for the Rockets. 2:51 left in the half. At halftime, the Reebok halftime report coming up. Bernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller, and their guest tonight, B.J. Armstrong of the Golden State Warriors. They'll have highlights on the Pacers, Hawks, and also a look at the Wild West, because no series has been clinched yet in the Wild West.
Well, we got a wild one going on right in front of us. A very well-played basketball game, but right now for the Houston Rockets, defense is what's happening. They forced 9 turnovers. They scored 8 points off these TOs with 7 steals. Last game, this type of defense happened for them in the fourth quarter. Right now, they've stopped the Lakers from scoring about the last 4 or 5 times down court.
Drexler to shoot 2. And Drexler with 3 points tonight. Houston in front by 12, the biggest lead of the game for the world champs as they open up a 56-44 lead. Magic Johnson. Campbell, and on the foul, Campbell gets to the line. Or does he? Foul is on Ori. Third foul on Ori. Chucky Brown with 2 fouls coming back in. Oh, the foul was on Olajuwon. And that's the first on Hakeem. So Ori still with 2 personals, and Campbell shooting 2, trying to end this 8-point run of the Houston Rockets. Elden Campbell with 9 first-half points. Now Brown comes in.
52, Chucky Brown.
And Ori is out. Campbell splits the free throw. That ends the run of 8 points in a row. But the Rockets still with an 11-point advantage. Olajuwon. The pass loose. And Ceballos controls. As he made the spin on Ellie, a foul on Ellie. Houston is over the limit. First foul on Ellie.
Good heads-up play by Ceballos on the defense. Hakeem Olajuwon, they sold him up pretty good. Ceballos just beating the ball to death, trying to get it down the court. And on the spin, a little bit of a bump sends him to the line.
10 points for Ceballos in the first half. Ceballos dead center with both free throws. Houston's lead is 9. Some balance by this Rockets team tonight. They've won as a team all the way as Ellie goes inside and Campbell the rebound.
The Rockets have 3 players in double figures and 2 coming up strong in double figures.
Magic Johnson guarded by Chucky Brown. Magic hands to Campbell. Van Exel. And Drexler the rebound.
That's tough. You gotta shoot that, Elden. You're lucky you didn't get a call for 3 seconds on that.
Drexler into Van Exel, and now Olajuwon with 12 to shoot. Hakeem with 13.
If you allow Hakeem Olajuwon to put the ball on the floor without help, he's right in front of the basket when he shoots it. It's so tough for Elden to guard that. I really think the Lakers have to be more decisive on the double teams. Either go or don't go, but not halfway.
Halfway is usually an illegal defense. 4 to shoot, and it's Campbell up and under. Got turned away right at the hoop.
Got to be able to finish it. Nice move.
Rockets the ball, leading by 11. Less than a minute to the first half. Drexler for 3. And it's Van Exel the rebound. Nick Van Exel is fouled on the way in. He'll shoot 2.
Nick Van Exel right now 2 of 7 from the field. Getting an opportunity at the free throw line. I don't know, as a guard, I always go into the hoop when I hear that whistle. That's when you really have to bear down, concentrate on finishing that shot. It looked from this side where we're sitting, of course, it was definitely a makeable shot. Almost as he heard the whistle, he gave up on the shot.
Sam Cassell going out of the game. And Ed Middleton has a call.
A double technical called against Cedric Ceballos and the Lakers and
Chucky Brown and Cedric Ceballos. Now Van Exel to shoot 2 free throws.
Number 30, Kenny Smith, and number 4,
Kenny Smith returning for Houston. Sam Mack, number 4, also coming back in. Cassell and Drexler going out.
Clyde Drexler having that neck problem. Didn't look like he was playing, favoring anything. It looks like he was moving pretty good to me.
And especially so on the glass. He's done a good job rebounding for the Rockets here in this first half. 9-point lead. Shot clock at 17, about 15 difference. Olajuwon finds Mack. Comes up short. Cleared by Magic Johnson. Eddie Jones got a block on the run out, and now it's Ceballos. Missed the dunk. Ceballos again. 0 for 2 and cleared by Mack with 14 seconds left.
It's a great effort by Ceballos, but on that rebound, he should have backed that out and just took the last shot.
He's got time here. Van Exel concentrated and got that layup down. 2.5 seconds left in the half. Van Exel a steal. And now it's Campbell.
It looked like it was falling.
That would have been some finish for the Lakers, who so far in the first 2 quarters tonight have closed with a bit of a rush. They did it at the end of one, and they had the final say here at halftime and almost hit this miracle shot.
Nick Van Exel with a heads-up play, and look at that toss. Oh, so close.
At the half, it's the Rockets by 7. We'll be joining Ernie Johnson, Cheryl Miller, and B.J. Armstrong in the Reebok halftime report.
Coach, you got a 7-point lead coming in at halftime. You got to be pretty happy with the way the team played. What'd you tell them?
Yeah, I was happy with the way we played for the most part. Then we had a bad spell right there at the end, but we're doing all right on the boards. Offense is good. A couple quick shots, but defense is going to win this game.
You know, you always talk about stars. In the beginning of the game, you guys start off hot. Chucky Brown, Kenny Smith, not household names, but they got you guys going.
Absolutely. It's a team game, and we'll take it from anybody.
Good luck in the second half.
Right.
Rudy, thank you.
And defense is going to win this game. And if that's the case, we're going to go into indefinite overtime, because both of these teams have played pretty good defensively.
Well, I think the Houston Rockets really has done a great job defensively. They stopped the Lakers for 2.5 minutes. Pretty much all the statistics are even. The big thing that I see right here, the Lakers are getting no cheap ones. 2 points off a fast break, and also Magic Johnson, the only Laker off the bench to score.
As for Hakeem Olajuwon in the first half, he had 13 points, but he was kind of just one of the guys.
But you know what? Defense did it all. Getting nice hands on the ball, forcing the Lakers not only to block some shots, but he changed a few shots, getting his hands onto balls, trying to get it into the post.
Olajuwon and the Rockets with a 7-point lead. They led by as many as 12 in the first half when they hit the Lakers with one of those stretches, Reggie, where they held them scoreless and ran off 8 in a row.
Well, Rudy T said it. Defense is going to win this game. It won game 3. Right now, Hakeem Olajuwon 13, Kenny Smith 10, Chucky Brown 10. That's a nice balanced scoring. Cedric Ceballos doing it for the Lakers with 11, Elden Campbell 10, Van Exel 9.
Rockets with the ball as the third quarter begins. Lakers showing trap. Kenny Smith hounded by Van Exel. Horry pressured by Eddie Jones. Olajuwon against Vlade Divac. Leaves it for Smith, who launches the 3 and hits his third one of the game.
Kenny Smith picking up right where he left off.
He opened the game by scoring 10 points in the first quarter, and now that 3-point field goal gives him 13 for the game. Elden Campbell short with a hook. Divac missed on the tip try. Finally, the Rockets control. A 10-point Houston lead. Drexler fouled by Eddie Jones.
The Lakers still in touch with this basketball game, even though it seems as though the Rockets have the momentum. Lakers being only 10 down is nothing to make up in the NBA.
Olajuwon splits the double team. Lost the ball, though, this time. Here's Van Exel driving on Kenny Smith. And it's tipped in by Divac.
Nice follow-up tip by Vlade Divac. Playing a lot of defense tonight. Hasn't really had a chance to do much for the Lakers. Only 6 points with only 3 rebounds.
That keeps the Lakers within 8. Drexler makes his move and draws the double team. 9 on the shot clock. Horry with 4 to shoot. Long rebound, Olajuwon. Another long rebound, but it's controlled by Eddie Jones.
Lakers, like I said, no cheap ones. Haven't had very much luck with fast break opportunities tonight.
Here's the second illegal defense of the game whistled against the Rockets. And Los Angeles will get a free throw.
The Lakers not really taking advantage of any fast break opportunities, even when they have, you know, equal numbers. A lot of times it's okay to try to break your man down and take it to the hole. Many times they back it out and try to set up something half court when I think they're a better open court team.
That free throw by Van Exel bringing the Lakers to within 7. Underneath Ceballos, yep, and a foul. This could be a real big trip for Los Angeles.
Del Harris must have said the magic words to him in the locker room because they've come out playing some very tough basketball. Nick Van Exel with a sweet pass to Cedric down the lane. Watch this. He doesn't have very much room to get this ball through, but whoa, now that's putting it on the numbers.
And Ceballos hits the free throw, so the Lakers score 4 points that trip. Counting the technical foul, they've run off the last 6. And the Houston lead has been cut to 4. Drexler to Olajuwon. And it's Olajuwon with the long rebound. Kenny Smith, another 3, his 4th.
The intangibles, the loose ball, that's so important. The Lakers had a great opportunity for a 6-point turnaround right there with the loose ball right in front of them, but don't come up with it.
Eddie Jones shoots the 3 right through, and that counterbalances Smith's 3-pointer.
Well, it would have been a 7-point turnaround.
Eddie Jones has knocked out 3 of them so far tonight with 9:27 left, third quarter. Now they run out at Smith off the drive. He leaves it for Brown.
Good defensive rotation by the Los Angeles Lakers. Chucky Brown having a nice game. Gets it off anyway.
And Chucky Brown has 12 points scored. Just 3 off of his playoff career high. Van Exel against Smith.
With the defense lifted right there, you got to go to him. Nice out pass.
Ceballos going inside, and Campbell offering the shot and drawing the foul.
See, Jim, what happened on that is that with Chucky Brown guarding Elden Campbell, Elden's got a distinct advantage, but they decided to double team. Off of that, he gets the ball out quickly. That makes the defense of the Houston Rockets have to rotate, gives the Lakers an opportunity to drive to the bucket and make something happen.
The foul on Olajuwon, his second, 2 team fouls on Houston. And Elden Campbell is 3 of 4 free throwing tonight. He has 11.
Now let's go back to that loose ball just for a second. As the Lakers got that loose ball, and with the events that have happened, that was a big loose ball recovery by the Houston Rockets, and Kenny Smith ends up with a 3-pointer.
Now Campbell with the 2 free throws brings the Lakers to within 4. Horry against Ceballos.
That's very good defense. Vlade Divac just a little bit. Oh, they didn't. Okay.
Legal defense.
Yeah, legal defense. That's nice because he really had a nice position defensively on Olajuwon. Battling all over the floor. Got his center of gravity down low. He's allowed to move Olajuwon off that spot. Good defensive spot by Vlade Divac.
Kenny Smith on the free throw line, shooting the technical. He is 3 for 3 from the foul line in this series. And Smith having his best offensive game of the series with 17 points tonight. Houston in front by 5. Olajuwon draws the double team as Jones drops down. Now Drexler off to Hakeem. Nice play by Olajuwon on the reach back.
He's got some fingers, doesn't he?
15 points, and the Rockets back up by 7. Van Exel lost control. Drexler down on the floor to try to dig it out, and Houston has the steal. Drexler missed on the layup. The ball tipped out of bounds by the Lakers. Another hustle play goes to the guys in the white shirts.
Here's a guy, 13-year veteran, on the floor scuffling after the ball, and he's got enough injuries for 2 people. There's another loose ball, another hustle point for the Houston Rockets, coming up with another opportunity to score.
They had both of their great veteran stars on the deck as Olajuwon went there as well. And Hakeem scores again.
Turnaround points so big, hustle points so big. Houston Rockets doing all the intangibles to come up with a series win here.
The Rockets have scored the last 5 to open up the 9-point lead. Ceballos off to Divac. Ceballos to follow. Good job of the offensive glass by Ceballos.
Boy, he has the knack for that. Or should I say the nose for it.
16 points for him. Drexler over Jones. Ceballos the defensive rebound. The Lakers hanging in tonight. On Van Exel's drive, it's knocked loose. What's the call? Out of bounds to Houston.
Nick Van Exel trying to go back to the well with that baseline cut off of the pick and roll. Had no place to go. Nick Van Exel with the little skip across, but again, Clyde Drexler getting his hand on the loose ball. Cedric Ceballos still trying to fight for it, and the referee called that dribble out of bounds, and that was clearly not out of bounds.
7:15 left in the third, and a timeout taken. Hustle their way into the lead in this game.
Rudy Tomjanovich talked about it all week, about hustle points. Look at Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon getting them floor burns, earning that paycheck. And I tell you what, this team has done a great job in the playoffs so far in hustle time points. Hustle, forced turnovers 15, block shots 7, steals 10. Those are all ranked first in the playoffs right now. Hustle points tonight, Rockets 11, 8 steals and 2 blocks. That's big time, and that's why they're up in this ball game.
By 7 as Kenny Smith runs the show. Shot clock at 12. Olajuwon on Campbell. Yep. And a foul. Oh, an offensive foul on Hakeem. That's his third.
Jim, I'll tell you what, Elden Campbell had been complaining to the referees most of the game that Olajuwon was pushing him off and hooking him with the off arm. Right there, you see the little bit of the off arm with the push, and that's what the referee called.
The Lakers finding Ceballos cutting to the hoop, and Cedric Ceballos with a big third quarter. He has 7 of his 18 points in this quarter. The Los Angeles Lakers hanging around. 6:35 left to go in the third. Ori. Lost it going up. Chucky Brown with 6 to shoot. Trapped in the corner. And Houston, it's out of bounds to the Lakers.
Good defense, Los Angeles Lakers scrambling. They know they're not out of this game. They're feeling pretty good with themselves right now. Cedric Ceballos playing well on offense, and the whole team rotating well defensively.
Van Exel against Smith. Campbell against Olajuwon. Magic Johnson, look away pass underneath. It's out of bounds as Ceballos couldn't control.
The Lakers going to a little bit of a wrinkle, a little different series of plays right now, bringing the weak side cutter to the strong side, trying to open up the inside game.
Smith starts it with Drexler. Around the pick by Olajuwon. Hakeem squares up on Campbell. And on a pass off to Kenny Smith, a 3-second violation. Wait a minute.
Either that or a zone.
It's an illegal defense. That's the call.
Very difficult to call that type of play on a broken play. I mean, with all the players scrambling around, how can you call a zone?
It wasn't. It's an inadvertent whistle.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jump ball.
And the veteran referees know how to handle situations like that. And the only fair thing to do is to give it a jump ball at midcourt. Referees are human.
You gotta be kidding me.
This play is a complete Farfik-Nugan. No place to go with the ball. Everybody's scrambling all over the place. Sure, the Lakers are in the zone area, but that's because the ball is being thrown all over the floor.
The ball should still be in the possession of the Rockets when the whistle blew, and that's what's going to happen. The Rockets have the ball with 4 on the shot clock.
And the fans, they know the rules. They've been yelling and screaming since they blew the whistle.
Houston had the ball, and the whistle was blown, an inadvertent whistle. There is 4 seconds on the shot clock. Houston possession. It is Houston's ball.
Robert Horry will make the inbounds pass for the Rockets.
Well, Jess Kersey and Ed Middleton, you know, they had a powwow and figured it all out.
And the important thing is they got it right. Here's Brown. A clutch basket by Chucky Brown.
And Kenny Smith and Chucky Brown have definitely combined for 10 in a row between them.
It's a 7-point lead for Houston. Ceballos silences the crowd. Cedric Ceballos, a monster third quarter. 9 of his 20 in this quarter. Olajuwon as the double team comes his way, and Horry sticks the 3, his second 3 tonight.
Every time Horry steps up into that spot, he's knocking him down. I don't know, the Lakers come for a double team, but I wouldn't double team off of Horry.
Van Exel, Ceballos for 3. Rimming over the top, it's out of bounds to Houston. Kenny Smith, defended by Van Exel. Olajuwon against Campbell. Horry again for 3.
Again, why would you double team off Robert Horry, especially since he hit the last shot from that exact spot?
6 3-point field goals for Horry in the last 2 games.
If I have to double team off somebody, for me, I double team off Clyde Drexler.
Campbell. Yep, Elden Campbell with the basket.
And the reason that you double team off of a Clyde Drexler, because Clyde is a little more inconsistent with his long-range shooting. It's not really his forte.
Olajuwon against Campbell. Stolen by Jones. Now to Ceballos, streaking to the hoop, and Cedric Ceballos brings the Lakers to within 7. A delay of game warning against the Lakers. It's on Ceballos, and that can play a factor in a tight game coming down the stretch. The Lakers will not have that to take. Just take a look at a Houston offensive set. Drexler out to Olajuwon. Chucky Brown, a new playoff career high, 16 points.
Chucky Brown on fire from short range, given the 16-footer, and he's been putting it down all night long.
81-72 Rockets.
Anthony Wheeler in for Eddie Jones. Wheeler for Jones.
Chucky Brown finding the range from 16 to 18 feet, and also finding the rim.
He's hit 6 out of 6 from the field tonight, Chucky Brown. 9 on the shot clock for the Lakers. Magic Johnson. Campbell over Hakeem. Rebound, Olajuwon. Loose balls lost by Ceballos, out of bounds. Oh, it goes to L.A.
Lakers have a nice opportunity right here to make up some space.
They're down 9 with 2:57 left in the third.
They're running a play called, basically called the wheel.
Ceballos missing. Brown the rebound. Pretty much 1 and none for the Lakers.
Well, that's because they're shooting all perimeter right now.
Horry!
Robert Horry, great body position. Cedric Ceballos a little bit out defensively. Kenny Smith finding the open man. Watch him on the high side. Horry holds him off nice and finishes it off.
The Lakers now find themselves trailing by 11 with 2:40 left in the third. Well, the Summit is alive as the Rockets have opened up this 11-point lead. And we said at the top, Reggie, as goes Robert Horry, as go the Rockets.
Well, you got a bit of a problem. If you're going to double team off somebody, Robert Horry is not the guy to do it right now. Defensive rotation late on both those shots, but if he hit one, he came right back down and hit another one. Robert Horry playing very nice basketball.
The Rockets have not shot it very well from three-point range in this series, but tonight they have. They are 50% tonight, 7 out of 14.
Well, not only that, they're moving the ball very well. They got 25 assists, 32 field goals.
Nick Van Exel runs the show for the Lakers. 2.5 minutes left in the third. Magic Johnson. Horry guarding him. Horry the rebound. Smith looking for Drexler. Olajuwon out of the game right now. Bryant with 8 to shoot. Drexler against Peeler. Campbell gives to Johnson as the Lakers really need a hoop this trip. Horry the rebound.
Horry's all over the floor right now. Magic Johnson with an attempt to take over the game. Falls short both times.
Horry for 3.
Oh, that would have just sent this crowd through the roof if he hit another one.
Still an 11-point lead for the Rockets with less than a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. Campbell steps up and the foul call.
And the Lakers still in touch with this basketball game, only down by 11 with a chance to cut into that.
Bryant called for the foul. The Chevrolet playoff scoreboard tonight. Sacramento leading Seattle in the second quarter. And Indiana wins at Atlanta to square up that series.
Well, that was a big win for Indiana, wasn't it? Oh, without Reggie Miller.
Campbell had hit 3 in a row prior to that one.
Well, Anthony Peeler and Sedell 3 in the game now really have not played well tonight. With a minute 25 to go in the third quarter.
And that's Charles Jones making his series debut off the Rockets bench, and Bryant going out.
Charles Jones, the old man of the squad, knows how to get it done. Not necessarily with his athletic ability, but with his brains.
Drexler, as Peeler closes on him, plays to Horry. Horry against Magic Johnson. It's Chucky Brown. And Peeler, the Lakers rebound. Magic Johnson going all the way. Nope, but a foul called, and he'll shoot 2.
Magic Johnson trying to force the action for the Los Angeles Lakers. Using his strength, drawing the contact, and still had a very nice look at the basket.
Magic, who came back in with 7:15 left in the third, has scored his first point of the second half. He's got 7 points in the game. Magic brings the Lakers to within 8.
The Lakers still hanging around, Jim.
And let's see if they really begin to attack the basket with Olajuwon sitting it out right now, but we're inside of a minute for the quarter.
Smart move by Rudy T to get him out early so he can go the majority of the fourth quarter.
Peeler called for the foul against Drexler, just the first in the last 2 minutes against the Lakers.
You know, I played against Clyde Drexler for a long time, Jim, and the one thing that you really want to do with Clyde is that give him a step. If you can invite him to start shooting perimeter shots, that's the best way to guard him. If you allow him to get into the game and start going to the bucket, he becomes a whole nother problem.
Kenny Smith going out as Sam Cassell has come back in. Shot clock at 16. Brown looking inside, and now it's Horry in the double team. Got the pass away to Drexler. Lakers the rebound. 6 difference. The shot clock at 17. Magic against Horry. Divac against Horry, and Horry reached in and took the foul. 3 fouls on Robert Horry.
Magic Johnson trying to handle this team right now. Slowed the game up because he wanted one shot, trying to let the Lakers go into the 4th quarter on a plus. Pick and roll, sees the switch. Vlade Divac trying to knock down the 2.
His first free throw of the game. Divac gets ready with a second one. 83-76 Rockets. Final seconds of the 3rd. Sedale Threet guarding Cassell. Drexler. Out to Horry, and there's the 3. Long rebound to Divac. Vlade gets it away, but too late. After 3 in the Summit, Robert Horry and the Houston Rockets are 12 minutes away from closing this out. It is 83-76 Houston. Summit in Houston. The defending NBA champion Rockets 12 minutes away from advancing if they hang on to this 7-point lead. Before we go to the 4th quarter, let's check in with Scott Hastings.
Jimmy Dale Harrison, the timeout just ended the end of the 3rd quarter, is going to put a lot of motion in the offense, get things moving defensively. Look for that same kind of pressure that they started with in the 1st quarter.
Magic Johnson against Horry. Olajuwon back in for the Rockets.
And the pressure that Scott Hastings is talking about. It's a big shot.
Anthony Peeler, his first 3 points of the game. And now it's a 4-point contest.
What Dale Harris was talking about maybe was that 3-quarter full court press that they started the game with.
Houston gets it to Hakeem against Campbell. Dream shake fadeaway. Oh yeah, Olajuwon with 19.
Nothing you can do about that, Jim.
That ended a run of 7 straight Los Angeles points. Anthony Peeler steps up. Oh, his pass is out of bounds. He threw it behind Magic Johnson. Having been played here in the 4th. The Rockets the ball, working on this 6-point advantage. Horry reposts the ball to Olajuwon, and a 3-second call against Houston.
Well, the reason that was 3 seconds is because on the reset, after he threw it out to Horry, he never left the lane. Ed Middleton standing right there all over the play.
The Lakers very much alive in this one, trying to force this series to a decisive Game 5 in the Great Western Forum. Divac pressured by Olajuwon. 9 to shoot. Sedale 3. Johnson against Horry. Divac for 3. The long rebound tipped out of bounds to Houston.
The Lakers just not coming up with the loose ball. Nice look at the bucket by Vlade Divac. Had an opportunity. AP just couldn't reel it in.
Again, Houston with the 6-point advantage. Olajuwon against Divac. On the cut, Brown. Rings the hook, good. No basket. Offensive foul on Chucky Brown.
Using that protective hand, trying to go to the bucket. Does the right thing. If your man goes to double team, you have to cut to the bucket. But watch his off arm. Under Elden Campbell's armpit, pushed him off. No bucket.
Still 85-79 Houston. Campbell against Brown. Tough shot for Campbell. Rebound to Cassell. Ellie. On a pass back from Ori. A 2 for Mario Ellie.
Mario Ellie has the one-hand push from the set position. Not a pretty shot, but very effective.
Johnson's pass to Divac, a tough one to handle, but a foul on Hakeem. Fourth foul on Olajuwon. A timeout taken with 9:22 left to go in regulation. Mario Ellie hitting from long range. And the Rockets have opened up an 8-point lead. The paint. It's being closely contested.
Well, last game it was all Houston. Tonight, pretty even in the paint for the points in the paint. Elden Campbell playing Olajuwon very tough. 15-19. Olajuwon's got him on the rebounds, but he's playing him physical and with a lot of single coverage.
The Rockets with this 8-point lead. 9:22 remaining in regulation of Game 4. And the fans in the Summit entertained by Turbo, who is always entertaining. Oh, it's the way you used to go to the hoop, Reg.
Yeah, right.
Lakers could use a hoop this trip, and on the inbounds, it's thrown away. Out of bounds. To the Rockets. From the point where it was thrown in because it was untouched.
The Lakers having some communication problem on that out-of-bounds play. Tough situation. You spend a minute and a half drawing up a play and then you throw it away.
Ellie saving that cross-court pass. Cassell, 7 on the shot clock. Ceballos, the Los Angeles rebound. He's got 10 of them. 10 rebounds for Cedric Ceballos to go along with his 22 points. Sedale 3. Ceballos against Ori. Ori a steal. Cassell. Picked off by Johnson. Up court to 3. Open look for Sedale. And Robert Ori, the Rockets rebound. It's one of those stretches the Lakers are in again, Reg.
Well, the Lakers have had some good opportunities and really not capitalizing. I really like the way Robert Ori's playing right now. He's got a whole slew of rebounds to go along with his points.
Ellie's pass to Ori, loose, but controlled by Ori.
And the good hands by Robert Ori, playing tremendous basketball both ends of the floor.
The Lakers have gone 3:30 without a point, and they trail by 10 as Magic Johnson misses the 3. And Ori controls the rebound.
Well, this is a different type of stretch. The Lakers having some great opportunities, just not being able to hit the shots. Before, it was basically the Rockets' defense stopping the Lakers.
Olajuwon, Ellie, back to Hakeem. Peeler giving it up to Magic Johnson. Cassell knocked down off the ball. And Ori almost had a pickoff, and he had nothing but open court in front of him.
Well, the Lakers definitely had an opportunity there, but watch where Robert Ori comes from, all the way from underneath to almost pick that off. Just great effort by Robert Ori.
Van Exel and Jones back in for Los Angeles. 7:20 left. 89-79 Rockets. Jones. Yep, tough shot for Eddie Jones.
Tough shot after coming off the bench, after sitting for 3 or 4 minutes, coming in stiff and going in Olajuwon's mug and making one.
8-point Houston lead. Olajuwon against the double team. Horry swings to Ellie. Ellie with a handoff to Olajuwon underneath, and it's out of bounds to the Lakers.
The Lakers right now going very small, trying to create some offense.
Timeout taken. 6:49 left to go. 6:49 for regulation, and Houston leading by 8. This is that time of game, Reg, that Magic Johnson likes to call winning time.
Well, there's no question that this is when your superstars have to take over. Magic Johnson not having a great basketball game tonight. Missing some shots, a couple of turnovers. But with 6 minutes to go, he's getting a little bit of a breather, has plenty of time to come back and help this Los Angeles Lakers, only down by 8 points. And I expect him to come back in the game within the next couple of minutes and try to finish it out. The Los Angeles Lakers right now are going real small, trying to create some opportunities offensively.
On the play, just before the timeout, a foul was called on Elden Campbell. And on Campbell, that's his third, and it's the first team foul on the Lakers here in the fourth.
They've got all their shooters in the game right now, with the exception of Elden Campbell. These are their offensive weapons. If they're going to get it done, they certainly have to do it right now.
Olajuwon has it against Campbell. Ellie fouled out front.
No shot.
Non-shooting foul. Let's check in with Scott Hastings.
I tell you what, Jim, get the T-shirts printed already if you're looking for slogans for the '96 playoffs. The Houston Rockets in the timeout saying, "Let's seal the deal."
Well, the clock now is at 6:33. Horry off the back rim for 3, and Ceballos the rebound, his 11th. Campbell and Ellie the rebound. Campbell unable to score on Olajuwon.
Elden Campbell just not making a strong move there.
Olajuwon is, and he drops the hook and looks at the official and says, "Hey, I got bumped too."
Yeah, and Judge Kersey looked at him and then just looked away as if he wasn't even talking.
91-81. Van Exel. Stolen by Horry. Cassell. And it's Jones taking it away on a pass to Drexler. Well, the deal ain't sealed yet. Van Exel missing the 3. Well, but it's close.
Well, if the Lakers don't get better looks than that, there's no reason to start catching up threes, driving to the basket with no place to go, throwing it away. That's not going to help.
Olajuwon over Campbell. Cleared by Eddie Jones.
Now, this is the area where the Lakers haven't been able to do anything. Fast breaks.
Peeler launching the 3, his second one.
That's important.
Back to a 7-point contest. 4:55 left. Peeler guarding Drexler. Olajuwon takes a look at the clock, and Ceballos steals the pass to Horry.
I have to believe right now with 4 minutes to go that Magic Johnson's not going to return to this basketball game, or he would have already had him in there.
Peeler. A big hook for Peeler in this fourth quarter. He has scored 8 points.
And the reason that Del Harris has this small unit in there is just because of that. You got 4 shooters and Elden Campbell.
91-86 Rockets. Drexler. Another steal as Eddie Jones picked it away. A pass intended for Horry. Nick Van Exel calling a play.
Lakers right now pretty pumped up, enjoying what's happening. Offense running smooth, got some defense going.
And it's Peeler again, rebounded by Campbell. And on a pass out, Campbell was fouled.
The Lakers right now, Magic Johnson, the biggest cheerleader over there on the bench, pulling for the young guys.
That foul was on Horry, his fourth. 2 team fouls on Houston. 3:46 left. The Lakers down by just 5. They've trailed by as many as 12 tonight. Campbell against Olajuwon.
It's a big series right here. Eldon's got to produce for him.
And his hook rolls off, and Ceballos is called for a loose ball foul. 2 fouls on Ceballos, 3 team fouls on the Lakers.
Jim, is it just me, or does it look like when Eldon goes in there for his shots, he just doesn't want it bad enough? He jumps too high to be short from 3 feet from the basket.
It's not just you. And as you saw, Seattle and Sacramento, they've got a good one going at Arco tonight. The winner of this series, of course, plays the winner of that series in the next round. 5-point Houston lead. Cassell backing Van Exel down. Sam missing on the turnaround, and Peeler the rebound.
As far as possessions go, the Lakers have had ample opportunity on the offensive end to tie this ball game up and even go ahead. They just haven't been able to convert the last couple of times.
Here's Campbell again against Olajuwon. Eddie Jones. Campbell had it pop loose. Houston the steal.
Got to be strong with the basket.
Horry to Drexler. Chopped away, stolen by Peeler.
Elden Campbell is upset about the last call. He could have been down court posting up, but he's waiting back in the back line, still upset about Hakeem Olajuwon knocking it out of his hands.
And now they're down to 12 on the shot clock. Van Exel with 2:30 left to go. Trying to make something happen. It's Ceballos getting it blocked and taken out by Drexler. Hakeem Olajuwon saying, not on my street.
Lakers playing very good defense, the best stretch of defense for the Lakers all night.
Olajuwon delivers big for Houston.
Jim, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. You can play all the defense you want. The big fella hits it falling away from 18. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
2:09 left to go in regulation. As they roar to their feet in the Summit, Hakeem Olajuwon putting the Rockets up 7.
Continuous
opportunity. Clyde Drexler, great offensive try there, but falls down. And Elden Campbell right here is still looking at the referee from the play before. Upset. The Lakers have a chance to go 5 on 4, but Elden Campbell is in the back court, still upset about a play he should have forgot about a long time ago.
7-point lead for the Rockets. Before we resume play, let's check in with Scott Hastings.
Well, Jimmy Dill's going to tell the squad to go after some threes right here. Pressure on the defense, but it's kind of interesting. They're missing Magic Johnson on the court.
With 2 minutes left to go in a 7-point game.
Both teams still have 3 full timeouts and 1:20 apiece.
Campbell wheels it on Olajuwon, who turned him away, and Cassell comes up with a loose ball. Now the Rockets winding a little clock. 1:40 left. Hakeem getting the pass away loose. Horry controls, and it's a shot clock violation as that bailout attempt by Horry hit the backboard only.
The Lakers doing everything they need to do at this point to try to win this basketball game. Tough defense on one end, hitting their perimeter shots, got good ball movement, but they're not getting anything from the inside. I think they really miss Magic in that respect right now. Elden Campbell's got to play a little bit stronger down the stretch.
Van Exel against Cassell. A must-score trip for the Lakers, and Van Exel misses the 3. Drexler the rebound with 1:14 left, and then a reach-in foul is called Just the 4th team foul on Los Angeles.
And Jim, I'm going to explain that a little bit further, because you may think to say, well, Magic's not having that great a game. But the bottom line is, on some of these plays down the stretch, Magic Johnson will also get to the free throw line. Things happen. If the teams want to shoot the perimeter shot, he could get it to them. And right now, of course, back in the game for Elden Campbell.
With 1:12 left. Houston the ball at 3/4 court. Remember the Rockets on their home court, when they've had a chance to move on and close out a series, have won 7 straight series dating back to 1985.
So that you mean they can seal the deal?
They can seal the deal. And the Dream puts them up by 9.
Well, that's an area where I always thought the Los Angeles Lakers make a big mistake and not doubling the Dream down the stretch like that.
Van Exel hits the 3. Nick Van Exel keeps the faint hopes alive for the Lakers with 46.8 left. A 6-point Rockets lead. Houston has it in the spread. And a pass knocked away by Van Exel, but a foul called on Eddie Jones. The Lakers are over the limit.
With Magic Johnson trying to guard Hakeem Olajuwon right now, you have to be very definite on your double team. There's no way that Magic can guard Hakeem down there on the low post. You got to double team and get to the perimeter shooters.
Sam Cassell is the free throw shooter. Cassell 2 out of 5 from the free throw line in the series. He has hit 4 tonight, though, so 6 out of 9, and he pours that one in. 96-89 Houston, 35.7 left. In the first round of the NBA playoffs, there are 2 loud sounds going on in each side of the country. In the East, the noise is the hoofbeats of rampaging bulls. And in the West, those are rocket engines lifting off. Timeout taken. 35.7 left to go, and Houston in front by 8. Well, Reg, what can the Lakers do in 35.7 if they have any hope at all?
Well, the only thing the Lakers could do right now is look for the 3 as quick as possible. Try to steal the ball on the inbound. If not, they're going to have to foul, because they got to get some more possession so they can get a couple more buckets out of this.
There you see the timeout story, and it's Olajuwon putting pressure on Magic Johnson.
Look for the shot to come out of the corner.
Van Exel against Cassell, and a foul out front. They had one to take, and Sam Cassell took the foul, his 3rd.
That's a smart play by the Houston Rockets, knowing that they have one to give. Nick Van Exel had an opportunity to go for that 3. All he did was run more clock off, and that is not in the Lakers' favor. They have to go for a 3 right now.
32.9 left. Van Exel steps up again and gets the 2 instead.
Van Exel.
30 seconds remaining. Ori gets it in play to Cassell, and he's fouled by Van Exel. Sam Cassell going back to the free throw line, where he has nailed 6 in a row tonight.
Van Exel, that is his 2nd.
The Houston Rockets pretty much would concede the layup on that Van Exel shot, but definitely didn't want to see him taking the 3.
Cassell has made 5 in a row tonight at the free throw line. Another timeout taken by the Lakers with 29.2 left. Houston has upped the ante. It's 98-91 Rockets. What can I tell you? Lakers season, perhaps, and I know when you lose in the first round of a playoffs, people only remember that, and perhaps people will only remember the Lakers as looking like a team at times in disarray, but hey, they had a pretty good year.
But they had a very good year. The fact that they had a lot of controversy down the end of the year has been tough on them. Losing in the first round, it's been tough on them. And I know Magic Johnson, it's been tough on him all year. Adjustments, injuries. He's played some very nice basketball games, but he's not used to going out in the first round. And I know that they're going to go back to the drawing board this summer and try to get that big fella to come in there and play some ball. Lakers have to do some soul searching this summer, try to figure out where they're going to go with this team next year.
Cedric Ceballos looking to make the inbounds. Ceballos launching the three. Rebound, Ceballos, a pitch out to Johnson, 20 seconds left. Van Exel, Ceballos again for three. Big hook. Ceballos with his first three tonight. 5-point game, 15 seconds left. The Rockets playing keep away, and Ceballos gets to Cassell and commits the foul with 12.3 left.
And it looks like the Houston Rockets are going to advance to the second round.
Cedric Ceballos hitting this shot. It made it a 4-point game instead of a 5. I said 5, but it's 98-94.
Jim, the Houston Rockets, if Seattle Supersonics advance, you were talking about that is the only unfinished business that they have.
In their 2 championship runs, the Seattle Supersonics, in fact, have defeated the Rockets 9 straight times in regular season play, and they were the last team to beat the Rockets in a playoff series back in '93. Cassell hits both free throws. But Sacramento maybe is going to have something to say about that. They've been very competitive with Seattle in that other series, and should Sacramento have the upset, then Houston would have the home court advantage of all things.
Of all things. That's amazing. If they play the Kings, it's going to be a tough matchup for the Kings again. Last playoff meeting between those two guys, 1986. I was on that team.
You remember that?
I remember it well. We got blasted.
3 and out. But, you know, we talked about the Sonics, and Seattle has had the Rockets' number in recent years. And you're right, that is really the only unfinished business they have left. 9-0 since March of '94. Seattle has the edge over Houston. But they believe it again in Houston.
You know what, Jim? We were talking about Magic Johnson a while back and what this season has meant to him. And I had spoke to him on many occasions, and he said, Reggie, I basically have accomplished as much as I can this season. And if we can just move on, it'll be a great thing for next year. But coming back was a dream for him.
I wonder, though, Reggie, if he is finding out what Michael Jordan found out last year, and it's not that easy coming back in the middle of the season. Actually, Jordan came back a couple months later. Both of those guys, Michael last year and Magic this year, going out early in the playoffs.
Well, one of the things is Magic said that one of the reasons why he wanted to play, you know, another year was because he wanted to have a full training camp so he could come back at full strength and see what he could do. This has really been a difficult situation coming back in the middle season after being out for 4 years.
So the Houston Rockets 12.3 seconds away from moving on to face the Seattle-Sacramento winner. And this would be the first Western Conference first-round series to come to an end if the Rockets hang on to this 6-point lead.
And stranger things have happened, Jim.
Although the Lakers have no more full timeouts, they do have a 20.
Houston Rockets got 3 full timeouts left. That's unheard of.
Ceballos brings it in play to Johnson. Loose. Drexler the steal. And this closes the deal. Houston takes out Los Angeles 3-1.
Well, the Rockets look like they're on a roll again. That's it for the Los Angeles